Hey D, how you doing?
Good morning, Romeo. What a beautiful day it is today and here in sunny Melbourne, Australia.
It must be nice. For me, I'm out and about handling business as always. But thank you for picking up. I know it's early in the morning. I watched your video and had some things that come to mind, so I thought it was pretty cool. Um, can you enlighten me a little bit more of what an aggregator is?
I built an aggregator app to show how we can make a decentralized version of this type of thing. An aggregator is a system where you grab information from different sources and bring them into a central point to add value. So an example might be if you've got a stock portfolio, you can grab each of the stock items and bring them to your page and have a summary of that stock items right there at your fingertips rather than having to go to various websites or pages to get that information.
Okay, yeah, because I was watching the video and I was like, oh, this is pretty interesting. But I still wanted to understand how does it work. So, what are the different types of aggregations that's out there that you could potentially do?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do. A lot of stuff around cryptocurrency prices, stock prices. But the one I did was a news aggregator, so getting different types of news feeds from the areas that interested me, which is the tech industry.
That's really cool. And so, are you able to make money from that? Because you know me, I'm all about money. So I'm like, how do you make that bling from it?
So with the 4EVERLAND platform, they're building the functionality to have contracts and the ability to charge people for things like that. So yes, in the future, you'll definitely be able to make money from aggregator apps.
Oh, that's really cool. And so, why did you use Foreverland first of all?
Well, 4EVERLAND's a decentralized platform, and the current Web 2.0 is an old and archaic web. So people are able to control that. And what I mean by that is places like Facebook and LinkedIn are able to give information, but at any time they can stop giving that information. So people who are using this technology are sort of over a barrel. They're being held hostage by these larger corporations. So the corporations might make them pay for that information, whereas at the beginning they had it for free. So a decentralized web will remove that issue because once it's set in place, it's there forever.
Cool. And so, because my financial advisor charges me to trade and do different stocks and stuff, is there any type of aggregator app you can do or you can build to help with that, like around stocks and stuff? Keep all the info and
In
everything
terms of
coming in live?
trading, you mean trading?
No, meaning more so having all the information in one area and just pulling it there. So when I want to need it to do like commodity trading or crypto trading
Yeah,
immediately.
for your stock prices and things like that, you can. It depends on the information you want. If it's sensitive information and it needs a login, you'd have to provide that application your login credentials to get that information. So it starts to make, excuse me, it starts to make things a little bit harder. So you'd need a login sort of area, and then that would need to be transferred to the external source. You might need to encrypt that. So it sort of starts to get a little bit harder, but it can definitely be done.
Nice. And can anyone just create these, or like what type of knowledge do you need to have to create
So
aggregating?
the technology I used was HTML, it was JavaScript, and CSS. So these are the basic building blocks of the internet. We're not talking about server-side technology, we're not like .NET or Python. We're not worried about that. It's just the very simple things. So most programmers are able to use this technology.
I think it would be great if you were to have like a class, like a 101 class on just like basic coding or something cool like that. Have you ever considered doing anything like that?
Sure, there's a lot of resources on the internet, but specifically for things that can go on the Foreverland platform, I'd be happy to do that if there's interest.
Nice. Okay. So, if because I have a lot of followers, so if any of my followers or any of the followers for Foreverland wants to get specific content made, should they just shoot you an email or just put it onto LinkedIn and just request it?
Well, if we get enough comments and likes in this video, then we'll just definitely do that. We'll make that happen.
Question for you, D. How easy is it to move your application that's being built somewhere else and have it hosted onto the Foreverland platform?
Yeah, that's a good question. So if you have your application in GitHub, it's actually it's actually quite easy to move it into the Foreverland platform. It'll take less time than it'll take me to rip off tag on your hat.
You got jokes.
So it'll take about 30 seconds tops to get that thing up and running.
I've had this on all my hats. I think all of them were usually like 2, 3, 5 years. I think this was about 5 years.
Just
So
rip it
that
off like
one's
a Band-Aid.
no ways coming off.
Just rip it off.
So that means at least it's a lot faster to get it transferred than ever taking off any of my authenticities on my hats.
That's right. I can get you a
Cool.
sticker of authenticity for your website as well. It's no problem.
Speaking of that, can anyone just host their websites onto the Foreverland platform?
Anybody can host any website on the platform.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much. Well, I know how busy you are, so I hope you have a wonderful week, and we should catch up next week.
Thanks, Romeo. You too. It's always a pleasure to hear from you.
Thank you, bud. Have a good one.
See you later.